Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is another episode of Physical Oppressor. This episode is more like of a showcase about level 70 farming, how I approach the farming route for this build. I'm going to showcase what I found, and after that I would like to do one example run. Basically, I spent less than an hour so I can upgrade my items. On my runs, I prefer to rely on guaranteed stuff. Also, very rarely I use random drops because this is not very good for the sake of the guide. In my guides, I prefer to use what I can get for basically for free instead of rely on a random farming. That's why my leveling guides are mostly built around monster infrequents or faction gear. That's much easier to follow if you're a beginner. Even for a veteran player, it's much easier to follow instead of I showcase at level 70 some random legendaries like these gloves. But without much further ado, let's see what I got for 1 hour of grind. So my basic idea was to farm for a Fleshwarped gear, which is very good for a physical builds. Of course, this is ideal for shamans, somehow oath keepers, soldiers. Basically, shoulder guard is the best in slot for Oppressor, goes 3 to Righteous Fervor and 3 to Spectral Wrath. This is amazing. This is basically there is nothing better during the leveling process for this slot. After that, we have Fleshwarped Plate Mail, another very good piece. Of course, this one is a double rare. It's a bad prefix, bad suffix, but still tons of resistances. And also comes with chaos resistance implicit, increased armor, all good stuff for a tank. We have Fleshwarped Cask, comes with flat life, defensive ability, pierce resistance, also very nice found. If you don't have anything for this slot, this is nice substitute until you get something better. Of course, best in slot is a gargoyle belt, but this is a little bit annoying to farm. I have to farm this in normal. And the encounters in normal are not very good. Not so much heroes, champions. So for the entire run I got just 3. All of them kinda bad. Also we have Warden Cricket Elite for the shield. Nothing much that you can get in this slot. I think Warden Creek is best for leveling an Oppressor, physical Oppressor. At least shield comes with a lot of defensive capabilities. We got a random drop. I just want to showcase it. I don't plan to use it because if somebody of you follow the series, maybe it's not gonna find this. This is the Gladiator. This is level 60 shield, is very good for the build because flat life, attack speed, 13 physical resistance, bleeding resistance and 3 to shattering smash. Amazing, amazing build. Shield. If you found this, use it. I still prefer Warden shield because I can roll something really good. We have Overlord of Ruin. This is basically amazing if you look for damage. We have after that Overload of Barricades. This gives me less recovery time, so I'm going to block much often. Another very good option. We got Stone Faced of Ruin. This is basically defensive ability and armor. Also percent shield block again, but very low on the physical resistance. Also reduced stun duration. Very good crowd control shield. We have enduring of imposing presence. This is basically physique and life. All good stuff. Physical resistance, it's a high roll on 11. Another defensive option. Very rarely you're gonna find a bad shield at Warden Creek. All these four for now pretty good. Another stone faced of barricades. This is basically all in all block and recovery shield, if you look for that. And we have immovable of the wolf, which is physique cunning. This is the both stats that I stuck. We have seismic blast. This is gonna put another layer of trauma for me. It's a little bit annoying that knock back the enemies, but still crowd control shield with higher roll on the physical resistance. Not so high on defensive ability, but all these 6 pretty good. After that, let's say you didn't found any good helm, any good armor piece. You have Malmut resistance, faction gear. This is Flame Warder Cask. Good resistances, Reaping Strike, perfect for Oppressor. And you have Defender armor. This one you can reroll couple of times for a high physical res, but again, good resistances, flat life, percent cunning, and 2 to woman and 2 celestial presence. Probably it's better than anything I found here on the top row. None of these armors pretty good row. This one I would say is okay, just because the resistances, but still this provides more on the table. Of course I'm on ultimate, I have to swap some gear and stuff just to check which one I'm going to use, just to cap my resistances. We do Bargo farm as well. Unfortunately he has 3 sets of weapons. We have basically, this is a dream drop. We have Superior of Fervor. This is flat physical, chance for a physical damage. And of course we have Fervor. This is attack speed and 2 to Righteous Fervor. This is extremely luck basically. Next one is Superior of the Ruin. Pretty generic drop. Is gonna do still upgrade over what I have. I still prefer the attack speed. And we have another Superior of Ruin, but much better row compared to this one. This is basically, it rolls the lower level base. I'm gonna explain the difference. There is a prefixes and suffixes that are level 70, but the base is 55, which is our case here. So this is unlucky. You got the right affix prefix, but you got the lower level base. As you can see, this is 26 to 170 physical damage. And you can see here, this is exactly the same, 26 to 170. And this is 55 level base. This is how you make difference. For example, this is a level 70 base with proper suffix prefix. That's why it shows up as a 400 more TPS. This is just because the better maximum and minimum damage on the base. Keep an eye for this stuff. Game doesn't explain this to you, but as you can see, better base, much better damage, because this scale out your gear, auras, everything, devotions. Of course we farm Mark of Harvu. Easy farm, guaranteed drop. I prefer this over the Wendigo medal. Wendigo medal is very annoying to farm. Also requires respected with the Barrow Home to unlock the questline. Again, these Wendigos, they have tons of MIs and 3 different medals. I prefer Harvu, honestly, makes my Wire Smite much more impactful. Still, Wendigo is better medal, but this one comes with Chaos Resistance, which I am happy to use. We have few good ones. This one is basically trash. General of Protection, this one is very good, comes with defensive ability. Pierce resistance, chaos resistance, not bad at all. Minus of readiness, a little bit more offensive, this is the defensive version. We got one higher level one. This basically is ordered of Untamed. This is gonna take care of every single of my chaos and ether resistance. Pretty good resistant medal, I'm gonna keep it. Another terrible row. Mystic of Scorched Runes. This is a good one if you need elemental resistance, which I believe I need at the moment. So probably I'm gonna use this over any other. And we have Ordered of Fortitude. This is basically close to 100 chaos resistance because both Ordered and Fortitude gives chaos resistance and physique. But this is too much, this is overkill, not gonna use that. We get 3 random rings. None of them good enough, I believe. And pretty much that's it, what I found. Now I'm gonna showcase the run. So we are at ultimate for a reason, but I do the run in normal first. Gonna summon my guardians. Ugdambok is my first stop. Usually. This is Bargo. Very good, because here there is a plant spawn, so I can get some Ugdan blooms even if I don't get any good weapons from him. This area scale up to 100. I clear everything here. Ugdan blooms important. Next stop is Asterkan Valley. Here, gonna kill Harvu. Run is pretty quick. The only downside is I do this in normal, so drop's not amazing. But if the area scales, pointless to wait to get there in ultimate. I am behind these areas and now I'm already level 70. I prefer to get upgrades for a proper character progression. As I mentioned several times, it's good to upgrade your gear on level 30, 50, 70, 84 and 94. This is milestones that I use usually. I spend half an hour, 15-20 minutes, whatever, just to upgrade my pieces that are far behind. For example, my belt is a lot behind, is a level 40 base. Some of my pieces are level 50. 20 levels difference in hardcore is kinda risky, very dicey as well. This build is practically immortal during the campaign, but this is an exceptional build. A lot of builds, they are very squishy, so you have to upgrade your gear. Even in softcore, if you want to see the real powerhouse of your build, just upgrade your gear. Especially weapons. I rely on my weapon, my shield, damage comes from there, so my bases have to be up to date. So Mighty of Vitality, this is a pretty good row. Next stop is Gates of Necropolis, east side of the map. There is a Vanguard trolls that drop the Fleshwarped gear. Usually Conflagration is a better spot, but I don't recommend this in hardcore, it's very dangerous. All this floor damage is actually a killer. One wrong step and you can lose your character. That's why I stick to easier areas. Aggressive of the Fox, not bad at all. This is not stats that I want. But Cunning Spirit is gonna help me to equip my jewelry better. Offensive ability, always welcome. Good generic drop. Also this area comes with a lot of crystals. This is, I'll show to the map, this is the area I clear, just this side here, and I reset. But before I reset, let's jump into Eldritch Gate Rift. Here we farm gargoyles, very unlucky most of the time. You can spend a little bit more time if you like grinding. Usually at this point everything comes with high rolls, so it's not so hard to cap your resistances. Here is a lucky spawn, we got one hero. Drops the spines. This is a very good if you're a blitzer, but not very good for us. Just Fleshwarped shoulder guards much better. Also annoying thing, these guys have to spawn, and this animation of them coming from the air is a little bit annoying. For example, this is a trash mobs, they can't drop the belt. You need either heroes or champions. Here is a champion. And that's it. Last step is elite for the shield. The fastest way to farm Warden Creek is to rift at Burwich Village and use the skip. So you position yourself next to this wooden wall. You pick this ether crystal here at the upper left corner. You open your world map on the world map. You position at the crystal. You press blitz, pause immediately. After that you position your cursor on the last rift gate at Act 1 at the Warden Creek's laboratory. We unpause and immediately click on the rift, so like this, and that performs the skip. Requires a little bit of practice because you have to land pause and pause very quickly, and we are at the end. Here I like to clear a little bit for the crystals. You always need crystals, so I spent like 30 seconds here. This guy drops brains, so I kill him. Nothing from him. Warden Creek. Just tank and spunk. Very easy fight, even on elite. I want to mention I still use my previous gear. so even with outdated gear, I'm totally fine against him. Another Overlord of Protection. Okay roll. Honestly, if I'm lazy to farm, I'm gonna use this. It's okay. I got few better ones at the stash, but pretty much that's the run. Very nice, very simple, very quick run. You can get upgrades. Of course, this run is exclusive to this physical oppressor. Don't take it as a guide for other builds. Every leveling build farm different areas according to what the build needs. This build needs some good shield, good weapon, and a heavy plate armor, just to stack as much as armor as possible, especially when Righteous Fervor stacks up. This goes up to 2400, which makes this build practically invincible, especially against physical damage. We run 20 physical resist as well. We're gonna run even more after I change the gear. But thank you everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.